Hey everyone, we're back and we're going to be moving on and talking about the pasta basics. Now, typically in class, we would actually learn how to make our own pasta, and then we would research how to make the different types of sauces, and then we would end up picking one and combining them together. So, unfortunately, that's not an option for us. So, we're going to do the best that we can. Uh, just in the kind of beginning of this is where the video will go as soon as I am done recording it. And if you guys can follow the little frying pan around, that is a new discovery. And I am quite excited for the other things that we will see. Okay, so when we talk about the basic pasta ingredients, one of the main ingredients in pasta is usually flour, specifically semolina flour. It just has a better consistency when you mix it with your other major ingredient, which is some type of liquid. So that is as simple as pasta is. It's usually your dry ingredient, which is semolina flour, and then your liquid ingredient, which is either water or egg. Sometimes I'll drizzle in just a tad bit of oil, but usually it's just water or egg, and then mix in the semolina flour. You guys should definitely watch this video over here. We're not going to watch a video within a video, but this is the Pasta Grannies on YouTube. It's really cool to watch, but it's a lady who is gone up. I believe right now it's kind of central to northern Italy, but she's going up and looking at all these different types of pastas and how people make them from hand, like every day. And she's just trying to capture how they're made before some of these pasta practices eventually are no longer around. She's trying to document them. So it's really cool. Everyone speaks Italian, so you are going to have to read the subtitles at the bottom, but they're really cool. This is one of the oldest ones right here, and I think she's like in her late 90s, like 98, I think. So they're cool. There's a whole bunch of them, but definitely watch this because you get to see how she works and how pasta is made. One of the ways pasta is made. So qualities of pasta: dry pasta, which is typically what we will buy here in the US. It should contain 100% semolina flour, and then it should be hard and brittle. Just like this picture is before, you should be able to shake the box and hear the rattling in it. Dried pasta can be stored in a cool, dry place for several months. Fresh pasta must be tightly wrapped and kept refrigerated, and we know that because it is fresh and it still has its liquid in there, that it's not going to last near as long. So again, whenever you make pasta, if you make a large batch of it from scratch, you want to make sure that you put the date on there that you made it so you know how fresh it is. So baking and boiling pasta, both fresh and dried pasta can be boiled or baked. In my experience, fresh pasta has boiled a lot faster than dried pasta has. So when baking pasta with a filling and a sauce, or just a sauce, the flavors will blend together, which is really great because they have really a chance to kind of create like a fusion together. Pasta should be partially cooked before baking for most recipes. You want to make sure that you don't completely boil and cook your pasta on top of the stove and then turn on and bake it, because typically when you bake pasta dishes, they do take a long time to bake, and you don't want the pasta to kind of break down. So you want to partially cook it, and then you want to go ahead and fill it and everything like that, and then put it in your oven for the baking process to continue. So how do you determine doneness? I know a lot of people have said before, don't you throw pasta along the wall, and if it sticks, it's done, things like that. I've heard of that. I've never done it. That's not how we do it in class for sure, because I can't have you guys throwing pasta everywhere. But do you know that each type of pasta does have a different cooking time? So when you cook pasta Italian style, cook it to al dente, which is essentially you want it to be firm but not crunchy, and you want it to be firm but not overcooked and mushy to where you bite into it and it kind of just gets really soft and gross. You want it to be that firm but tender. So you can check for doneness by biting into a piece or looking for a white ring. So you can do it that way. I typically just bite into a piece and look for that al dente, that firm but still done. So whenever we serve pasta, if you were doing a traditional pasta serving, you would technically serve it. Sometimes they are served on a soup plate, which is like if a bowl and a plate had a child type deal. So it's a little bit of a, this is an example of one right here. So you can kind of see that it is a little deeper, but not, I mean, you wouldn't eat cereal out of this. So it's not super deep, but it's not just flat either to where your pasta is going to fall out of the dish. So you do want to plate it and serve it immediately after cooking. So that way it's nice and hot and it will stay nice and hot. So that's the basics I want you to know about pasta. So we're going to jump to our assignment. This is going to require you to use the internet more than actually your notes itself. But you're going to use the internet to list and describe the 7 steps of the general process for cooking pasta. Depending on the website that you use, they may combine some of the steps. You're only going to see 5 or 6. Or they may expand them, so you might see as many as 8 or 9. So that's why I kind of put a little asterisk there to let you know that there's on average about 7 steps. I want you to copy and paste the website that you find your information on. I want you to copy and paste it right down here. So then I can make sure that you guys don't accidentally skip any steps, or if you guys combine steps, I can see why. And then it says use a template on this next slide to list and describe the 7 steps, just like you guys have been the last couple of weeks. Type your assignment directly on here. There's more than likely going to be more boxes left over. You can choose to just delete those, or you can just leave them on there and leave them blank. Like I said, you should have 7 in there, at least anywhere from, I guess, anywhere technically from 5 to 9, but 7's about the average. And in order to type them, you're going to double click on the green boxes to type in them. So here's what all I want you to do. So step 1, you're going to start typing there. Again, there's 10. If you actually find a website and only uses 7, delete these off or just leave them blank. Either way is fine. And that's all you have to do this time. If you would like to make a pasta dish at home, maybe you want to make spaghetti and sauce, I would love to see pictures of it. You guys can take a picture and upload it. Tell me what you made. If you've ever made mascacholi or lasagna, things like that. I know those are really popular right now because you can make so much. The ingredients are starting to pop up on the shelves. I know I've made spaghetti a lot recently because I can finally start finding some pasta, some spaghetti and angel hair noodles, anything at this point. So if you guys want to make a dish, I would love to see it. Email it to me or attach it to this assignment. If you guys have any questions, jump on the WebEx. I haven't seen anybody yet from this class, so if you guys want to stop in and say hi, I'd love to see your faces. If you're good to go and have no questions, continue doing what you're doing. You're doing great.